Hello students, I hope that you are good, well and fine. Today we will be continuing our session on the NCERT exercise 5.1 solutions. So far we have discussed 1 to 15th problem. Okay, now let's move to the next problems. Okay, we will try to cover up the remaining problems. Okay, so the next problem, 16th problem. Here we have also have to discuss about the continuity. So quite simple. You have to always check for the endpoints given in the piecewise function like these 1 and minus 1. So you have to check for 1 and minus 1. Okay, otherwise it will be continuous at every point except these. Okay, and we do not have to check for these points. Okay, you can directly see that. Now here we have to check for 1 and minus 1. Okay, so we have limit x tends to 1 positive. From the right hand side fx will be what? This thing. So your limit will be 2. Limit x tends to 1 negative. Okay, from the left hand side your function will be this 2x. Then your limit will be 2. Okay, now f of 1 will be this. This means 2. So it is continuous at 1 also. Now let's see for minus 1 also. Okay, for minus 1. So minus 1 positive side. So for minus 1 and for positive side you have this as your function. So this will be minus of 2. Minus 1 from the left hand side you will have this minus 2. Now f of minus 1 will be what? This, which is minus 2. As you can see, all are equal. This means it is continuous everywhere. Okay, continuous everywhere. Simple. Okay, let us move to next problem 17. Here we have to find out the relation. Okay, so relation in between a and b so that this function is continuous at c. Okay, at c, and c is 3 here. So simple, the endpoints given to us 3. Now very simple, the left hand side limit x tends to 3. From the right hand side your function will be this bx plus 3, which will be equals to 3b plus 3. Okay, which further equals to what? As it is given that my function is continuous at x equals to 3, so this means this right hand side limit must be same as the left hand side limit, which will be what? Ax plus 1, which will be 3a plus 1. Okay, and from this what can you say? You have 3b. Okay, and also one thing is very clear, that this whole thing will be same as f of 3, and f of 3 will be a 3a plus 1. Okay, 3a plus 1. Clear? Okay, now this means 3b plus 3 must be same as 3a plus 1. This means what? 3a plus b is same as what? 3a minus b is same as this thing, as you can see. Okay, clear? Okay, now this will be a minus b will be 2 by 3. A minus b will be 2 by 3. So your relationship between a and b will be like this: to be f to be continuous at x equals to 3. Okay, let us move to the next problem, problem number 18. So we have to find the value of lambda such that it is continuous at x equals to 0. Okay, simple. So as you can see, so it is continuous at 0. This means limit x tends to 0. From the positive side will be what? 4x plus 1, which means just 1. This must be same as limit x tends to 0 from the left hand side, which means lambda x square minus 2x, which means what? Just lambda times 0, as you can see. and this will be same as f of 0, which will be just 0, lambda times 0. Okay, clear? As you can see, this will be whole 0, this will also be 0, but as you can see, this right hand side limit is not equals to the left hand side limit. So this means you do not have any value of lambda such that this given function is continuous at x is equals to 0. Okay, but what about x is equals to 1? Okay, let's see. X is equals to 1. Okay, for x is equals to 1, okay, x is equals to 1. Okay, so far so good. So from the left hand side, this will be from the right hand side. So x is equals to 1. As you can see, x is equals to 1. This means I will be using this. This means 4x plus 1. Okay, as you can see, the left hand and the right hand side limit, the function will be used same. So this will be what? 5. As you can see, 4 multiply 1 plus 1. You will have 5. Okay, so far so good. This must be same as f of 1, and f of 1 I will be using this 5. Okay, clear? As you can see, it is independent of lambda. So this means you can use any value of lambda. You can use any value of lambda. Okay, as it is independent of lambda. So every lambda will work. Okay, move further. Let us move next. Now we have to show that this function is discontinuous at all integral points. Okay, here this denotes greatest integer less than or equal to x. Very simple. So pick x. Okay, so pick x as pick c belongs to set of all integers. So far so good. Then limit x tends to c. Okay, then limit x tends to c will be what? As you can see, x minus greatest integer this. So far so good. Now what will happen? Now one thing will be very clear as what? That if x tends to c, okay, first of all, from the right hand side and from the left hand side. Okay, this means I can rewrite this as what? This can be rewritten as limit h tends to 0 such that c plus h minus c plus h, like this. And we know one property, that greatest integer x plus some integer will be greatest integer of x plus n. Okay, so this will be what? As you can see, this will be what? This will be your c plus greatest integer h. Okay, so this will be like this. Okay, and from here you can easily see that c will get cancelled. Okay, and h minus, and h is moving towards 0. H is going near 0. Yes, h is very near to 0. This means what? This means this will be 0. Okay, clear? Okay, now for this it will be s tends to 0 such that c minus h minus c minus h, and this will be what? As we all know, as this is my integer, this will be like this. Okay, c will get cancelled. Now as h tending towards 0, okay, this means what? H tending towards 0, this means this will be minus of something. and this will be minus of something, and you know minus of say 0.5 will be what? Minus 1. Yes, minus of 0.5 will be what? Minus of 1. So this thing will be minus of h. Okay, if h tends to 0, near 0, this will be some minus point something. So this will become 0. This will be minus 1. So your limit will be just like this thing, 1. So as you can see, not equal. Okay, not equal. Clear? The limit will not be same. I hope that it is clear. Okay, that's why it is discontinuous at all integral points. Clear? Okay, we are taking h as any positive number. H as any positive number. Okay, I hope that it is clear. Let us move to next. Now this problem, is the function, this given function is continuous at pi. Let's check. So actual value at pi will be pi square minus sine pi will be 0 plus 5, which will be pi square plus 5. Okay, pi square plus 5. Now what? Now limit x tends to 0. Okay, limit x tends to pi. X tends to pi. This will be x square minus sine x plus 5. This will be just pi square plus 5. The same thing. This means it is continuous. Okay. Now let us move to next. Now here we have to discuss the continuity of the functions. Okay. Sin x is continuous, cos x is also continuous. So by using algebra of continuous function, this means the sum also be continuous. Okay, so continuous function. Okay, now what? Now their difference is also going to be continuous. Their product is also going to be continuous. Okay, very simple. Okay, so we just use algebra of continuous functions. Now, continuity of cosine, cosec, cosecant, secant and cotangent functions, as we already discussed. Cosine is continuous for all r. Okay, cosecant means 1 by sine. So this means it is continuous for every r except n pi. It is continuous in what domain? So I am defining the domain. So cosine is continuous in this domain. This is continuous in this domain. This is continuous in 2n plus 1 pi by 2 such that n belongs to integer. This domain. Okay. This set will be n belongs to integer. Okay. I hope that it is clear. Okay. And cotangent will be continuous in what domain? In n pi such that n belongs to integer. This thing, as cotangent means cot means cos x by sin x. Okay, and sin x, we all know that sin x cannot be 0. So I am neglecting all such points such that sin x is equals to 0, which is n pi. Okay, so all trigonometric given functions are continuous on these given domains. Okay, clear? Okay, let us move next. Now we have to find the discontinuity points. So as we know that pick any c less than 0 and any c greater than 0, it will be continuous. I hope that it is very simple. You have to only check every time, you have to only check about these given endpoints. So let's see. So if limit x tends to 0 positive, x tends to 0 positive, then it will be what? As you can see, sine x by x. Sine x by x, you all know this is going to be 1. sorry, this is from the left hand side, and limit x tends to 0 plus this will be what? 1. Yes, and f of 0 will be what? X plus 1. This means 0 plus 1, 1. So it is continuous. So no point of discontinuity. No point of discontinuity. Okay, I hope that you remember that sin x by x is limit x tends to 0, sin x by x is equals to 1. Okay. Okay, let us move next. So we have to determine that given function is continuous or not. Okay, so it is continuous at every point x not equals to 0. Okay, for x is equals to 0, let us check. Okay, so for x is equals to 0, this means c is equals to 0. This means, so first of all, f of c, which is 0, f of 0 is what? F of 0 defined like this, so 0. Now limit x tends to 0 will be what? Will be x square sine 1 by x. Simple, x square sine 1 by x. So far so good. Okay. Now what? Now, as you can see, this will be limit x tends to 0, x sine 1 by x, 1 by x, and we know this limit exists, this limit exists, this will be 0. This will be 1, this will be 0, 1 multiply with 0. Okay, sorry, 0 multiply with 1, you will get 0. So this means continuous. It is continuous in this domain. Domain is whole R. Okay, clear? Okay, let us move to next 25th problem. So here we also have to examine the continuity. So it is continuous. Only point we have to check is 0. F of 0 minus 1. Limit x tends to 0 will be sin x minus cos x. And as you know, this will be 0 minus 1. So minus 1. It is continuous. In what domain? The whole of R. Okay, clear? Okay, let us move to the next problem. 28. So here we have to find the value of k such that f is continuous at the indicated point. Okay, like this. So it is continuous at pi by 2. So if okay, so f of pi by 2 will be 3 as it is already given, and the limit will also be same. Limit x tends to pi by 2 is also going to be equal to 3. So this means k cos x divided by pi minus 2x. Okay, pi minus 2x. Now, if you put the pi by 2, then what will happen? The pi by 2 minus 2 multiply with, sorry, pi minus pi by 2, this will happen. So denominator will be vanished. Okay, so we do not want that denominator to be vanished. Now what? Now what we have to do is somehow we have to use or we have to make our denominator in such a way that denominator will not be vanished easily. Okay, clear? So one thing is that if you try to see what if you take the cos x, okay, clear? If you somehow manipulate your terms, like what? So let me just think. It is quite simple. So one thing is very clear, what that I can break this thing into what s tends to 0. Yes, s tends to 0 such that k cos x plus h by, sorry, pi by 2 plus h by pi minus 2 times of pi by 2 plus h. This sort of thing. I can do that. If this will happen, then what will happen? Okay, so minus of 2h will be in the denominator, minus of 2h. Okay, and in numerator, if you try to see, it will be cos A, cos A, cos B. Okay, cos A, cos B minus sine A, or one thing is very simple, as 90, or I can use this sort of thing also. Yes, I can also see that. Okay, and this will be 90 cos 90 minus theta, as you all know, will be sine theta. Okay, now this is happening. Now this will be what? So limit h tends to 0, k by 2 sine h by h. We all know the limit for this value. This will be same as k by 2, and this will be what? 1. We already know that. So this means 3 must be same as k by 2. This will imply k must be 6. Okay, what we use? The limit of h tends to 0, sine h by h is equals to 1. So your value for k will be 6. Okay, now let us move next. Okay, so we have to check for this. So f of 2. So first of all, f of 2. So f of 2 is equals to what? As you can see, f of 2 is equals to kx square. Okay, kx square. This will be same as limit x tends to 2. Okay, limit x tends to 2 from the right hand side. From the right hand side. Okay, or let's talk, yes, right hand side. So it will be 3. So this will be 3. So this means, okay, so this will be f of 2 will be this k2 square. Okay, so this will be 4k is equals to 3. This means k will be 3 by 4. So your value for k will be 3 by 4 in this case. Okay, 3 by 4. Now 28th problem. Okay, problem number 28. Now fx, okay, fx is equals to, or f of pi will be what? K pi plus 1. This will be same as limit x tends to pi from the positive side or from the right hand side. So cos x, now this will be cos pi. Cos pi is minus 1. So this will be what? This will be k is equals to minus 2 by pi. K is equals to minus 2 by pi. So your value will be k is equals to minus 2 by pi. Now for this, f of 5 will be what? As you can see, 5k plus 1, and this will be same as limit of x tends to 5 from the positive side. You have to use this. So this will be what? 15 minus 5, which means 10. This means 5k is equals to 9k is equals to what? 9 by 5. K is equals to what? 9 by 5, as you can see. Okay, easy problems. Okay, now what? Okay, let us move to next. Now here we have to find the values of a and b, okay, such that our function is continuous. So let's check for what? Just endpoints. Okay, so let me just check for 2. So as it is continuous, so f of 2, which is 5, must be same as limit x tends to 2 from the right hand side, which is ax plus b, which means 2a plus b. So this gives me 2a plus b is equals to 5. Okay, now f of 10 will be what? 21, and this must be same as limit x tends to 10 from the left hand side, or the, okay, from the left hand side. So this means ax plus b. This means what? That 10a plus b is equals to 21. This means 10a is equals to b is equals to 21. I have two equations, two variables, quite simple. What I will be doing? Just subtracting. So 10a plus b is equals to 21 minus 2a plus b is equals to 21. So this will be cancelled. You will left with 8a, sorry, here it is 5. 8a is equals to what? This will be 16. A will be 2. Okay, value of a will be 2, and if a is 2, then put your value of a in here. So this will be b is equals to 1. Okay, clear? So a is equals to 2, b is equals to 1 will be your value. Let us move to next slide. So here we have to show that this is continuous function. So as you know, hx is x square, which is continuous in R. Okay, gx is cos x, which is also continuous in R. Okay, and G composition H, which will be G of H of X, which will be G of Hx is x square, which will be G means cos of x square. We also know by the composition theorem, if both of my H and G are continuous, H is continuous at C and G is continuous or at H of C, which is happening here. So this means the outcome, the composition function is also going to be continuous. So using the theorem, it is continuous. Okay, continuous. I hope that it is clear. Okay. Now 32. We have to show that this. So simple, we are going to use the composition theorem. How? That Hx I am going to define mod of x, and Gx I am going to define cos of x. Now H composition G will be H of G of x, which will be H of cos x, which will be mod of cos x. So continuous function, continuous by using theorem of composition. Okay, clear? So it is continuous. Now the same thing will be happening here. Okay, so what what composition I will be using? Hx is equals to mod of x, gx is equals to sin x. Hx is equals to mod of x, gx is equals to sin x. So this means what? Quite simple, that G composition H I will be using. This means G of H of x. H of x is just nothing, mod of x. G is what? Sin x, sin mod x. Both are continuous. Both continuous in the domain R. This means this is also going to be continuous by using the theorem of composition of continuous functions. Okay, I hope that you are getting what I am trying to say. So the last problem of this exercise, okay, here we have to find all of the points of discontinuity. So okay, so how we are going to define points of discontinuity? As we already know, this is continuous function, this is also continuous function, and we know that if Hx is continuous and Gx is also continuous, then their difference is also going to be continuous. So this is continuous. This means no point of discontinuity. No point of discontinuity. That's it. So I hope that you understood every explanation of this exercise 5.1. So that's it for now. We will be back with the more theory part of this chapter, continuity and differentiability. Okay, so thank you.